Hello and welcome back to Serpent Sunday. As always, I'm your host, Morgan. This week, we're continuing our march through the snakes of my extended backyard with the Glossy snake. Like the name implies, this moderately sized snake can be identified by its smooth, shiny scales, which does give it that glossy appearance. And the coloration you're going to be looking for is a creamy, light beige or like grayish body with some darker blotches. Now, they are often confused with gopher snakes because their patterning is very similar, and juveniles do tend to have a little bit darker blotches than the adults. However, they're also known to have kind of a faded appearance, which also gives them another common name, the faded snake, I believe, something along those lines. But they are not gopher snakes, and unlike gopher snakes, they have a completely marking-free belly. In the more eastern parts of their range, they're also confused with rat snakes that are very similar to gopher snakes as well, but these little snakes can be, again, identified by their more faded appearance, their very smooth, shiny scales, and the lack of markings on their bellies. These snakes can be found in very semi-arid to desertous regions. They tend to prefer more open areas in grasslands, scrublands, and deserts with a very sandy or loamy soil, because these little guys are burrowers. So if it's got looser soil, they're more likely to inhabit that particular area because it's easier to burrow in looser soil. And they can be found throughout central and southern California into the southwestern states and up into parts of the Midwest, down into parts of central and western Mexico, or at least the northern areas of that region. Like I said before, these snakes do tend to inhabit areas that have more sandy or loamy, so loose soils, because they are burrowers, and they are largely nocturnal, hanging out in those burrows for most of daylight hours, except for in the eastern parts of their range, where they tend to have a more crepuscular or diurnal pattern. Now, crepuscular just means they're more active at dawn and dusk, and diurnal, their daytime activities. And because they're burrowers, it's often very rare to find them just underneath an object at the surface like you would other snake species like a rattlesnake or a gopher snake, because they do actively burrow. And if you're looking for them, they're going to be most active between the months of April and September. Now, like other species of snakes that spend a lot of time underground, there are quite a few question marks in the research about these snakes, but what we do know is they do lay about 3 to 23 eggs every breeding season during the spring and summer period of activity, very similar to other colubrids. And these snakes are constrictors. They do not produce venom. However, some of what I read does imply that they might not just subdue their prey purely by constriction, but also during the swallowing process, which implies that, at least in some cases, they may swallow prey while it is still technically alive. But I don't know how valid that claim is. I just found that interesting when I was doing my research. And they do feed primarily on lizards, birds, and small mammals like kangaroo rats. And there has been some data collected where populations that feed on different particular prey animals have different average sizes. So the populations that have a more lizard-based diet tend to have a smaller average body mass than the populations that feed primarily on small birds. Now, because these snakes are burrowers, they haven't seemed to develop very many defensive behaviors like other snake species we've discussed in the past. So burrowing is their defense, hiding and camouflage. And they do have these other animals that do depend on them as a prey source. They are fed upon by owls, other nocturnal mammals like your foxes, coyotes, things like that, that are going to be out and about when the glossy snakes are. And they're also fed upon by other snakes as well, like king snakes and anything else that are known to be snake eaters. All right, well, that's all I really have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed our discussion of these interesting little shiny desert jewels, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening, what have you, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you would like to see more. And if you'd like to follow me on any of my other social medias, the links are down in the description below. Don't forget to check out thereptilegoth.com for all of my articles and blog posts. If you found any value in this video and you would like to help support the channel, please check out my Patreon page. That link is also in the description down below. And a special thanks goes out to my Diamond Dragon patron, Diane V. What you're doing is really helping me fund a dream here. I will see you guys all in the next one.